going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Idle Heroes. I want to thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button to show your support. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, today we're hanging out doing a hero analysis on Valkyrie. So, as always, guild tech is maxed for the unit. We're going to do like normal, read through the skills, the gearing guide, the enables, such like that. And then we'll get into testing her out and where is she good, where is she bad. So, let's jump in. First thing, active skill, Flat Dance. 3 random enemies take 162% of attack as damage, and transfer 15% of their attack for 3 rounds. So an attack steal, definitely nice, has a little passive attack break, I guess you could say, right there in her active skill. Also, enemy with the highest health takes 18% of Valkyrie's total health as burning damage for 2 rounds. So that right there tells you Valkyrie scales well with HP. Very well with HP, because her dot is based on her HP. First unit to be like it, and it's kind of interesting, it's actually pretty powerful. So, first passive, Unparalleled Brave. I assume that should be Unparalleled Bravery, but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide this time. Just a regular passive here. Increase health by 35%, attack by 25%, and crit chance by 30%. So you're just normal run-of-the-mill passives. Having crit chance is nice. I wouldn't recommend building Valkyrie in full crit. I feel like she scales better with HP than she does with crit, but I guess you can always try both ways, right? Right. Fire of the Soul. 3 random enemies take 95% of attack as damage. That's her basic attack. Also decreases attack by 12% for 3 rounds. So a little passive attack break there. And they take 6% of her total health as burning damage for 1 round. This used to be a 3-round dot. It got nerfed. So she doesn't do quite as much damage anymore, but it's still not bad. Last passive. Throat, sorry. Flame Enchantment. Whenever affected by control effects, so stun, freeze, petrify, etc., the enemies take she takes 200% of her attack as healing for 2 rounds, so a nice little self-heal there when she's crowd controlled, and 3 random enemies take 3% of her total health as burning damage for 1 round. Doesn't sound like a heavy dot, but it's still not terrible. It's extra damage as you normally wouldn't have when you're crowd controlled. So that's kind of PvP right there, you can see from it, because nothing else really crowd controls. I guess a few Marauders do, but it's not a huge deal. You're better off running your random, just active skill in that case. But anyhoodles, there's the skills. Scaling with HP pretty much throughout all the skills. So, generally speaking, you build her with HP. Could you build her with crit? Yes. Would it be as solid? I would say no. It might work okay for nuking situations, but I still feel like HP is probably your better bet. As for gearing guide, could she be stronger right now? Yes, I could have Ranger gear on her, but we've got the 6-star gear, which is pretty top, so it'll be there. As for the stone, pretty much in every situation I can think of, you're going to want a double HP stone to boost her health as high as possible. However, if you're trying to hybridize between crit and HP to boost on her natural crit rate, you could always run a crit HP stone. You would sacrifice quite a bit of health for that, but you would gain some extra crit. Up to you if you want to try that or not. But generally speaking, you're going to want HP. That's what I feel from Valkyrie. Her dots scale with HP, and the higher you get her health, the more damage she's just going to naturally do. I would run double HP. Could you run HP and block? Maybe. Block's not quite as strong. I would say HP and crit would probably give you better returns. But double HP is what I chose, and it does do a pretty decent amount of damage. As for artifacts, best in slot I would probably say would be Rune's Power. It's the forest special artifact that gives you HP as the stat activation limit or whatever it is, the faction bonus. So that would give her quite a bit more health, but also it gives her reduced damage, so she survives longer, and a nice little flat HP, or a little percent boost HP boost as well with the reduced damage. So I would say that's probably your best artifact for PvP. However, when it comes to PvE, as per usual, generally you swap to a class-based artifact to do damage versus that type. So, damage versus mage, assassin, etc. Generally is going to give you better damage output than the higher health. It's thing. For PvP, though, I would still recommend the reduced damage HP artifacts. They're probably the best you're going to get. Could you run something like Punisher Staff? Yeah, if you're really going for crits, and it might work out. It could be a thing. I still think HP and reduced damage is a safer bet. As always, on our first round of testing, we're running vanilla enables. So that's going to be just the flat HP, flat attack, and resilience. Not a bad 3 enables anyway for Valkyrie. She scales well with HP, and having resilience means she doesn't die. So the scaling actually works pretty solid in her favor. Do I change gears back yet? I have not. Let's go ahead and put you back to vanilla as well. That's what I like to do when I test my enabled units in a season, is I make sure everybody else is back to vanilla as well if I have other enabled units, so it's not like getting an unfair advantage of breaking attack or something that an official person would not have. So anyways, here we go. This is the team. Unfortunately, I'm out of chicken legs, which means I cannot fight a Marauder, which is sad because I have been able to pull 150 million versus Walter Marauders. I could probably get close to that on a Kamath, maybe, perhaps, could be a thing. But since we don't have Marauders to fight, I guess we could try a guild boss fight, even though those aren't necessarily as good of a test. I don't have any warrior artifacts. That is so sad. Never do I have warrior class artifacts. It's okay. We'll do a battle versus the guild boss, even though, like I said, they're not the best testing realm. They're okay. They're probably the hardest area to test in the game. Bosses deal the most damage. They kill your team off the fastest. So you don't get like a full 15-round test, whereas in Broken Spaces and Marauders, you generally do. We'll run one here just to do it. We'll throw Sigmund in there for armor break, even though he'll probably die. Or makes me want to... Let's try an Aura. We'll run an Aura battle, and then we'll swap over, and we'll do it with Sigmund and see if I get better damage. Because with an Aura, she is going to get a boosted 9% HP, which will help her health, obviously. And the more health she has, the more damage she's going to deal. So we'll run it like this and see what she can do. But, yeah, we'll see what she can do. That's what we're going to do. I assume the team's going to die pretty quick behind her. Actually, maybe not. This is kind of an earlier boss battle. Let's not speak too soon, though, because, yeah, things are still going to die. Things are absolutely still going to die. It's going to be a thing. But, yeah, we'll see. I would say most people probably do their least amount of damage versus guild bosses, because guild bosses hit really hard, so you actually have to swap your enables over to survivability enables more than just raw damage. Whereas versus Marauders and Broken Spaces, you can kind of lean yourself more into just all out, let's hit as hard as we can, and you'll still probably last 15 rounds. So, like I said, it's not generally, I would say, the best place to test, but it's not bad. We'll see. And plus with 3 units, she's probably going to hit still pretty decently hard because she's got 3 people she's hitting. So we'll see. We'll see what she does. The enabled units are still standing. Everybody else is 100% dead. It's all right. It's actually probably longer than I expected to last. Valkyrie, I figured probably make it to the end with resilience anyways and the reduced damage, but it's all right. It's not a big thing. Let's see what we get here. Rounding down, 12 rounds left. Or not 12, that'd be a lot of rounds. Couple rounds left here, and then we'll probably, well, I can't really swap artifacts. We'll swap out the Aura and see if Sigmund helps a little bit. He might not. His armor's going to go away anytime anyway. His armor reduction. He's going to die pretty early on, I would assume. 103 million, that's not bad. 70 million damage coming from Valkyrie. Again, that was 3 units to fight, which does make a big difference on her damage. But normally speaking, guild boss damage is the hardest damage, I would say, to get high. In my experience, from what I've played, especially the higher you get in guild bosses, the harder it is to maintain a high damage output. So, 70 million for a boss damage fight is actually pretty impressive, especially being that she didn't have a warrior artifact on. If she had a damage versus warrior artifact, she could probably be busting nearly 120, 140 million damage, probably, I would assume. So I would say that's pretty impressive for PvE. Actually, really impressive in my eyes for a boss fight. So let's go ahead and jump into a Broken Spaces fight as well and see. I think everything here, though, is going to be something I don't have. These are both warriors. Are they both assassins? I got to go check. I've got to check because I can't remember in my brain. You are an assassin. You are they're both assassins. Do I have an assassin-based artifact? I feel like I might actually have one of those. I do. I do have an assassin-based artifact. Well, my life has just got better. It will drop her HP a little bit, which is absolutely a thing. Does boost her attack, though, and again, damage versus assassin should make a pretty decent amount of damage here. And you get 2 enemies to fight, so that's going to make a little bit of a difference, too. So let's jump in. Fully vanilla enabled still. We're going to run this first battle like normal. Do we want to run the Aura or do we run Sigmund? Since it's going to last 15 rounds, I believe Sigmund will probably be our best bet because his armor reduction will stay active the entire time, being as he won't die. However, the Aura would boost Valkyrie's raw damage, probably because her HP goes up and boosts her damage over time. Well, it's probably pretty close. I'd say it's pretty close damage. We'll see. We'll see what we can get here. They might die pretty quickly, though. That's my biggest worry, is they actually will, just flat out die. Because the first wave of Broken Spaces bosses aren't that tough, and the next wave is going to be a warrior, so it won't have any kind of damage buff against it. So I guess all my testing would have to be done right here for the assassin-based arty. We'll see. We'll see what my Valkyrie can hit right down here, and then when we go up, her damage will probably drop significantly because of the lack of a class-based artifact, which does suck that I don't have one, but what are you going to do? That's something you can test at home when you get those. But generally speaking, like I've said, your class-based artifacts are way, way, way better in damage output than things like the reduced damage and stuff like that will be in most cases. Most cases. So, see what kind of crits we're dealing with here. 8.9 million. That's actually pretty high. We might kill them in one run. It could be a thing. They're already half dead. We're a little over halfway through. But since you stack damage with Heart Watcher and stuff like that, your damage actually reaches its maximum a few waves in instead of being at max right at the start. So, there's another pretty decent drop. Let's see. We might kill him. We might actually take him out in one run, which would be pretty impressive for me. I'd be okay with that. That damage over time is just eating that one guy to death down there. We'll probably end up with that guy up top not dead. What do you want to bet? He won't die from the dots and stuff. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't think we're going to make it. I don't think he's going to die. It would be nice, but I don't... Ooh, oh, we killed him! We actually wiped out the entire battle in one go, so apparently those guys have 212 million HP. That was pretty cool. I'm actually okay with that. Valkyrie dropping 115 million damage. There was 2 enemies there, of course, so her damage will drop, of course, when you fight one person. There's not 2 targets to hit. But luckily her active skill's Big Dot is actually only specific to one unit anyway, the enemy with the highest health. So her damage might not drop a huge amount, but it'll still drop, especially because I lack a class-based artifact. So that will make a big difference. Still pretty impressive that she dropped 115 million, and that's vanilla. Those are vanilla deals. So let's fight this guy. We'll just next through it, though. We're going to leave Sigmund in because he won't die probably this fight. I probably should have swapped back to Rune's Power. Whoopsie doodles. It'll be a thing. She won't drop near as much. 50 million damage. So damage took quite the hit, but he's not an assassin, so that didn't help him anyway. Might as well put the HP back on. Test it once like this, and then we'll swap over, and we'll do some different enables for the private server and see if they can boost her damage a little bit. So, let's just next through it this first round. We had 50 million last time with Valkyrie. 57 million. So that's within the error, the margin of error. A crit here and there can make that difference. Still not a huge difference in damage. About 50 mil with the vanilla. And that's not terrible. And again, I don't have a warrior-based artifact. So with a warrior-based artifact, you're looking probably at 70, 80 million damage. Upwards to 100, I guess, if you get really lucky. So let's go ahead and swap these enables over. Let's go ahead and put in... We're going to keep health boost for sure. Resilience probably isn't bad. I don't think I necessarily need it, though, against these guys. Would it be spell control be better? I feel like spell control always gives you a good damage boost. Let's try it like that. And mightiness, it does boost your attack for raw damage, but I feel like violent attack might give me just a teens more. So we're going to run it like this and see what we can get out of the private... hiccup burp thing. Private server enables instead of the official, and see if we can actually eke out more damage, or if we might have just sabotaged her damage and she will now do less. We shall see. I just really wish I had a warrior artifact. I feel like the analysis is going to be incomplete because I don't have a warrior class artifact. It makes such a difference that it feels just bad not being able to do it. Hopefully, though, we'll still be able to get some decent test numbers out of her here with the private server enables. I'd like to say, because I know in Marauder fights, I was able to hit 140 plus million with her. I would say she should be able to hit about 100 million versus Broken Spaces bosses, especially the class-based artifacts. So I would say, still either way, no matter how she performs with this test, that as a unit, we'll get into PvP after this. We'll do some PvP battles, because she is good in PvP. For a unit that's so good in PvP, she performs surprisingly well in PvE, and that's something in its own right that makes a hero really good. If it's usable in more than one area, its valuability goes way up just because you can use it everywhere. Valkyrie's one of those units. She does really good PvE damage for what she is, and she does really great PvP damage. She can nuke the crap out of teams. I've done it quite a few times. She's very versatile, and I like that. I haven't gotten a really good run to test her in Aspen, so I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure how well she performs in Aspen Dungeon. I will, however, say I would almost guarantee Valkyrie can make it to Hell mode. When she gets crowd controlled, she heals. That's the biggest thing that hurts you usually in the Aspen Dungeon is getting crowd controlled. She's going to have a heal when that happens. Not to mention with resilience and you build her with high health and reduced damage, I feel like either way, her damage is about the same in that damage test. Even swapping to private server enables, still hanging about 50. Let's run it one more time. Let's do it one more time and next through it. But because you build her to scale with HP and reduce damage, in the Aspen Dungeon, she's going to have more survivability than most units will anyways. So, I would say almost no doubt in my mind she can reach Hell mode. If not, she'd be in the upper Nightmare, 90s probably, 80s, 90s. I can pretty much guarantee she'd make it. So that one's a little better. 73 million damage, maybe a couple crits went off on that run. But again, this is your run test without a class-based artifact. I would say with class-based arties, she's hitting 100 mil plus versus broken spaces, pretty much no problem. And, you know, if you're doing that versus broken spaces, I would say Marauders, 150 plus million is almost a guarantee. So, E3 Valkyrie absolutely can work it as a PvE hero. Pretty solid damage output, especially since she works so well in the arena. So let's go ahead and swap her enables up maybe a little bit. Probably going to drop spell power. It's not going to, your battles don't last as long in PvE. You're better off going with either quick burst damage or something like that. So we could go with mightiness for a flat attack boost. Honest Heart would be a 3 times attack break in any enemy she hits with her basic attack, so that wouldn't be bad. Let's take a sneak peek here and just kind of see. You could get her doing some bleed damage, maybe for a thing. I don't know. Armor doesn't seem super useful. I would say probably better off sticking up with, we'll just go with the, well, I don't want to go, we'll go straight, well, that's not straight vanilla. Let's go straight vanilla. Straight vanilla Valkyrie in PvP and kind of see what she does. Because, like I said, she mainly scales with HP anyway. Did I keep the reduced damage artifact on her? I did, good. That's what I plan to run on her. So here we go. Let's jump in and see if I can't find somebody to fight. 1.2 million. E2 Heart Watcher, E2 Faceless, E2 Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter can be a little nasty if she kills off the rest of your team. Her attack can get really high. Let's see. I'm going to run her, obviously, with the Aura, try to get that extra HP boost. Let's see if we can make it happen. Our team's not quite as ranked as this guy's, but we might be able to make it. I've pulled some pretty decent attacks versus high HP enemies anyway, so we'll see. We'll see what we can do here. He's also got a 10-star Valkyrie. This could be rough. We've stunned almost the entire enemy team, which is great. People are starting to die out. That looks good. Demon Hunter might go down. Nope. That heal saved her life. Gru's already down, which is surprising. Usually Gru makes it till the end, is so much HP. But there we go. Absolutely spanked him. He did have a 3. He didn't have any E3s, so I guess he was a little below me. But as you can see, Valkyrie dropping nearly 11 million damage. Even Fat Boo pulling decent numbers, but he usually does for early and mid game. These guys weren't heavy crowd control. As you can see, the only crowd control unit he really had was Demon Hunter. So that makes it a little easier, of course, as well. But about 11 million damage. Absolutely spanked through that guy. What is my team's actual power? I didn't even check it. Flame Strike Cheese. And Mim. Double Cheese team. Probably not the best to fight, but let's do it. I'm not going to not do it. We'll see what happens. I'll probably lose, but it's okay. Got a million power. I'm pretty close to them. But Cheese teams, they're always a little rough. Already got the Crew stun triggered, so that's not ideal. Holy crap, Crew's already dead. That's insane. Now, the damage over time is going to hit us pretty hard because of Mim. Ooh. I don't know. Guys. The deer pet would probably be ideal for this situation. She's going to die. It's going to happen. Yep. Deer pet does work a little better in PvP with Valkyrie because she gets that extra boost of healing if she's crowd controlled. I'm not going to lie, I didn't really expect that to go well. Double Cheese Heroes enabled Mim and Flame Strike. I didn't expect to do super great on it, but still, Valkyrie dropping nearly 9 million damage. With the deer pet, it might have been a thing. It could have possibly been a thing, maybe not still, I don't know. And of course, I don't have Rune's Power on either, which is an extra buff to your Valkyrie, so not the strongest Valkyrie in the world. This guy's level 231. What's he doing way down here? E3 Ormus, Vesa, and let's try it. We'll go for the hard stuff. What's the point of beating easy teams? There's doesn't really show you much, does it? We'll try a hard one and see if we can make it happen. God. KB's already down. That's a good sign. I like that when that happens. See if we can get Queen killed. Here comes the snake monster. Down to the last 4 units. Can we make it happen? They're going to have quite a bit of healing with an E3. I've never seen an E3 Ormus. This is the first time I've ever seen someone use an E3 Ormus. So the healing might be pretty big on him. Vesa's down. Ormus is... He's still doing okay. Their heals are pretty big. But I think we've got this one probably wrapped up. Pretty sure we've got this. Yeah. There it goes. Victory for us. Kind of cool seeing an E3 Ormus actually get used. What was his healing like? 6 million health. That's not bad. That's not bad for heals. But as you can see, Fatmu actually did as much damage as my Valkyrie, which is pretty impressive. But again, there wasn't a ton of crowd control in that team, and that's what really PvP is all about, which is why Valkyrie still works well later on in the game, is because she has passives that are going to help her when she's crowd controlled. And again, in a full team of E3 units, that will make a big difference. Bet, do we want to do one more? E1 Valkyrie. Ooh, scary. Flame Strike. E3 Valkyrie. Apparently Valkyrie's a popular build this season. E2 Scary. Let's try it. Let's try taking down a Scary and see if we can make it happen. Because Scary bugs me. He bugs me. I think we'll be alright, though. I feel like we should be okay. Be okay here. This will be probably the last test battle we do. But then... that'll probably be it for the analysis. I wish you would have had some Marauder legs, some chicken legs to do some Marauder fights with. I'd have felt better about it because I could have showed off some of her higher end damage. Yeah, we're absolutely smashing this guy's face. I feel bad for him. It's okay, though. Valkyrie dropping 7.5 million damage. There, you get the idea. Valkyrie does well in PvP. And like I said, any unit that is that good in both areas of PvE and PvP is almost always worth a build. Now, normally I would never have built Valkyrie, and I probably won't build her on official for a long time, because she does run Ranger Tech. And for a long, long time, Ranger Tech was pretty much only meant for PvP. There was no PvE-based Rangers that were worth actually building and investing in. But with Valkyrie coming in, there's starting to be some Ranger viability to PvE. So, maybe down the road, I would probably build her on official because she's so good in both areas. But I'm not going to build her soon. Anyways, on private server, probably could absolutely do it really quick. I've become a big fan of Valkyrie this season. I got all her copies in like one day almost, so I didn't have a ton of time to test and play with her, but what I did see is her Marauder damage. It's up there. I mean, it's not probably quite as high as you can get a Bloodblade or a Walter. You can probably get over 200 million with them. But still, Valkyrie dropping even 150 million damage versus Marauders, but also coming over to PvP and knocking the crap out of PvP teams, it makes her definitely worth the build. I would say absolutely Valkyrie's a god tier unit because she's so versatile and because she hits so hard in both areas. That's pretty much the analysis. Like I said, I didn't get a good chance to run her in the Aspen dungeon. We'll pop her on real fast. I don't think she had all my good gear on her in this, but it's okay. Not a big deal. I guess she had resilience on, so that's alright. Smash through that guy. I feel like an E3 Valkyrie could probably take you all the way to hell mode. I just feel like she could. I've seen other heroes do it that you wouldn't think could, and a hero like this that you're stacking HP on for survivability and reduce damage to actually boost her damage, I just feel like there's almost no way she wouldn't make it. I'll grab those because why not? I'm probably not going to use them, but I'll buy them. I'll buy them for sure. But like I said, with a hero that you stack HP on and reduce damage because she's forest, you're going to probably run the Rune's Power on. She's going to do really well in the Aspen Dungeon. She's not going to take a ton of damage. She has resilience for a heal. Plus, if she gets crowd controlled, she heals. I feel like absolutely she's hell mode material. No doubt about it in my mind. Even though I didn't get her there, I assume she could make it. But Marauder damage is solid, Broken Spaces boss's damage is solid, and even Guild boss damage, which is one of the harder damages to get high, is pretty solid. So, She works pretty well everywhere. I would give Valkyrie the god tier stamp. Even post nerf, I would say she's absolutely a god tier hero. And if you're planning on building Rangers, this is one you absolutely should pick up 100% of the time. But that's me up for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please make sure smash that thumbs up button to show your support. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well and tell your friends about it, because that definitely helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one.